I wanted to talk a little bit about how shapes work in Field Artist so you can draw your forms. This is your toolbar. On the toolbar, some of these buttons stay depressed when you click on them. You see how this one's depressed? The line tool and the shape tools are the ones we'll be talking about. Remember, the rollover messages for these tell you what they're for. The shape tools are all grouped together. The pointer is for forms. When you want to move the form, when you want to select the form, you have to use this tool. We'll start with the line tool. You drag a line like this. Whenever I say drag, I'm always talking about you press the left mouse button, you drag and move, then you release the button. So it's press, move, release. That's a drag. That's how you draw a line. You can't select these lines or move them using the line tool. You have to use the pointer, the form selection tool. They change color when you roll over them. That's how you can tell. If you're not sure if you're clicking on it, the color helps. You click on it to select. When it changes color like that, it's green, it means it's selected. This one is selected. Now this one is selected. You can drag a box. That means left button down, move, left button up. You just dragged a box. You can drag a smaller box. You can drag a box to select one shape if you want to. This selected a shape with a box. Or you can click on the shape. When it's selected, these square things on the end are the handles. You move the handles to change the shape of the shape. You drag the handles. That means left button down, move, and up. That's a drag. The handles also change color when you roll over them. To move a shape, you can't move it by dragging it unless it's selected. See, now it's selected, now you drag like that. You select it first, then you drag it to move it. See, I'm trying to drag this one, but it won't move. It has to be selected first. And the handles the same way. They only work when it's selected. The circle shape, pretty obvious. Again, if you keep using the circle, the button's depressed, it means the circle tool is in effect. You keep using the circle tool, you'll just draw more circles. If you want to move your circle or change it, you select the pointer tool. You select it. You can drag a box to select it, or you can click on it. You have to click on the outside of the circle, not in the middle. If you click in the middle of the circle, nothing happens. You have to click on the circle itself. This one has more handles because the corner handles move the circle like this. The side handles only change the width. The top and bottom handles only change the height. This dotted line around sort of joins the handles, and you'll see what those are for later. Circle moves the same way. You click on the circle to move it, but you have to click and select it first, then you move it. Rectangle works just like the circle. You can draw rectangles. You can drag a box to select them. The corner handles move it. The side handles resize it. I'll hit a File, New. File New erases everything. This arc is a part of a circle. So you can also use the corner handles to size this. This arc also has a middle handle. You can size this. You can size this shape using the middle handle. The end handles change the segment of a circle that it is. So you can have this arc that's a large part of a circle, or an arc that's just a smaller part of a circle, like this. We'll talk more about arcs. This is a different kind of arc that's a three-point arc. You drag it like any other shape. Use the pointer to select it. And it's a three-point arc. The middle handle you drag to change the depth of the arc, and you change the end points using the other two handles. So that's a shape. You select it the same way and you move it the same way as the other shapes. A polygon has some different handles. A polygon you can make with 3 segments like that, 4 segments. To make a polygon, first choose the polygon tool, you click click, 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 and you double click to finish. I hit a file new to clear everything out. Polygon is click, 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 click. When you're finished, you double click. Now, this has some other handles. You can drag a box to select this. It has the 8 handles on the corners. You can scale this so you can make it narrower. You can scale it this way by dragging the side handles. You can scale the whole thing's size by dragging the corner handles. But it also has these handles, these little round handles, and you drag those handles. You know, again, the handles light up. The handles change color when you roll over them. Move the handles like this. You drag the handles to change the polygon shape. If you want to add another one, you can double click on a line, adds a handle. Double click on a line segment, adds a handle to a polygon. So it adds a segment. If you want to erase a segment of a polygon, double click on the point to remove it. Double clicking on that to remove it. You can also right click on a formation to get its properties. So you can change this polygon, for example, to a curve. Now we just changed that to a curve. You can also draw a curve or any other shape. The curve you select from here, that's a curve. The curve is the same as the polygon. Click, 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 double click to finish. Notice on the polygon, the handles don't lie on the curve. This has the same corner handles as the polygon. You can scale this up or down by moving the corner handles, but you have, just like the polygon, you have these little round handles. The dotted lines are going to connect the handles of the curve, but the points for the curve don't lie on the curve. The points are kind of connected to the curve like a rubber band. You can stretch the curve one way or another by moving the handles, but the handles don't lie on the body of the curve. If you want to add a point, you can double click like that, add a point to the curve. You can also get a properties for a curve like that. You can change it to a polygon. Now this polygon has many, many, many points because it's a curve. If you end up with a form with too many points like this, you can go up to thin points on the draw menu and thin the points. Thin points just means they shrink by half every time. So we started with a lot of points and we hit a thin points. This is now a polygon that started as a curve. You can also have a closed polygon. This is an open polygon. Click, 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 double click. It's open. This one is closed. Click, 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 double closed. And it's closed. See, that point got out of hand there. Now this is a closed polygon. So no matter where you move these points, it always stays closed. Again, you can change any of these. Right click on a form to get properties. Right click on the form, gets this whole menu. The first menu choice is properties. Click on properties. You can change it to a different shape. So if you draw a polygon and you want to change it to an ellipse, you select ellipse and hit OK. And now it's going to change it to an ellipse. You can change an ellipse to a polygon. You can take this ellipse, change it to a polygon. Now this is a polygon, again, with a lot of points because we changed it from an ellipse. So if you want to, again, make fewer points, you go up here to draw thin points and see there now there are fewer points. You can do it again. Now there are even fewer points. Now you can drag some of these points to make a different shape that's an ellipse with a box on one side, and this is an open polygon, by the way.